Okay, so before I start dismantling what I'm calling stage 2 of the solar install, I thought I'd just give a quick rundown of why I'm doing this. Okay, so we've got 8.4 kilowatts of panels that come into this unit here, this combiner box. I don't know if you can see, but it says upper panels to inverter 1 and lower panels to inverter 2. So that's inverter 1, that's inverter 2, and that's inverter 3. Inverter 3 hasn't got any solar panels attached to it. So this is a combiner box where I can turn things off. So you've got 4.2 kilowatts on each array. Just working in from the mains as it comes in the house. The mains comes in through the 100 amp fuse here into the meter. If the red light's on, that's good. That means we're not consuming any grid electricity. So this is a grid isolator, and then the mains comes in here, goes onto this Henley block here, and then from that Henley block there it serves the 3 mains in for each inverter. Okay, so that's the mains input. The mains output from the inverters are on these fused output switches here. So there's inverter 3 out, there's inverter 2 out, there's inverter 1 out. So each inverter will supply 5 kilowatts. So if I just show you, if I get the display on all the time, which is menu 20, so those are the displays on all the time now. So these inverters are in what we call parallel. So each one can provide 5 kilowatts, probably a bit more with surge and everything, but 5 kilowatts of power can be provided by each. So it gives you a total of 15 kilowatts. Now stage 1 had me just on 2 inverters and 4 lead acid batteries, which were at the bottom there. Now since that I've built this rack here, and I've got 12 now 230 amp hour lead acid batteries, all running parallel, series parallel. So it's a 48 volt bank with 12 batteries. But as you can see here, I got a delivery yesterday of another 20. So that's going to mean I'm going to have 32 230 amp hour batteries, which will give me 8 banks of 4, and the 4 will be 48 volts. So 8 banks of 48 volts, and if you times then the 230 amps by 8, it'll give something like 92 kilowatts of power, of storage power. That's from full to empty, which of course you don't want to do. With lead acid batteries, you want to run them between 100% and 70%, and hence why having a big battery bank is useful. Because as you can see, it's first thing in the morning, it's raining, we're probably getting absolutely no solar in whatsoever, I should imagine. Let's see what solar we're getting in. We are getting in nothing. 40 watts on array 2, 40 watts of a possible 4000, and on array 1 we're getting in another 40 watts. So 40 watts out of a possible 4000, 80 watts out of a possible 8000 watts. So on a day like today, you're just going to run off battery, and when the battery gets depleted enough, the mains will automatically come in and operate. So I fitted a shunt because these units here are okay to get a kind of ballpark figure of where you are in the voltage and what amp hour. They don't actually give you a running kilowatt usage, which is a bit well, it's a bit useless in that way. So I fitted these to a camper van before. These meters, they're about, shunt and meter, it's about 40-50 quid, and I find them really good units, because what you can do is, as you can see the running voltage at the moment, you can see the battery life, but you can set the battery life to whatever you want. So at the moment I've set it to be that if where it says discharge and it says 170 amp hours, when that gets to 230 amp hours, that would be on empty. So I've set the discharge to be about 66% would be on empty. So it gives me a good indication of where we are at. Also, it gives me the watt hours as well there. So 8,000 watts since 8,422 watts since we last were charged to full, which means 8.4 kilowatts since we were on full. So it gives me a good idea of where we're at. So where am I going to put all these batteries, you ask? Well, as you can see, this unit here stands 900 millimeters high. Each shelf is about 300 millimeters, 30 centimeters, and I've worked out that from the floor here to the ceiling is I've got room to put 8 shelves basically, hence why I bought these batteries. So the new stage 3 is going to go here up to the ceiling, and with that it should give me about between 2 and 3 days from a full charge to needing to be charged again. And I'm hoping with that kind of contingency we can get around these problems where one day you've got decent weather and you're getting some charge in, and then another day it's lousy weather and you're getting nothing in. So just by doing this, it might give us more leeway, and depending on your usage as well, it might be 3 to 4 days. It all depends on what you're actually using. So that's gonna be the start of stage 3. Until the next one.